What is going on, my baboon brothers, my simian sisters? DJ's here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. Today, we're continuing the tournament series, this time looking at my game in the A-Mariner Cup 6. Now, for all of you that don't know, the A-Mariner Cup is the premier Standard League tournament in Advanced Wars by Web, where the best of the best Standard players duke it out for a chance at the crown. Now, this was round 3 of the A-Mariner Cup 6, and it took place on the map 140,000 Ways to Die. This map isn't quite very notable. It's a base light map, meaning you only have 2 bases per side and 1 airport. It's a lower income map as well, 19k per side. What typically happens in base light maps is you see a lot more copter spam to really make up for the lack of a third base. So you see a lot of copters, so some of the more copter-friendly COs, like the movement COs like Adder, Cole, Max, Andy, because his copters can heal up and win copter fights with other COs, really come into prominence on this map. The contested properties on this map are not completely clear for a lot of people. There are actually these 5 properties here, the comm tower included. Basically, the strong side and the weak side are also very slight on this map. When I first played this map, I thought the strong side for green was over here. It's actually incorrect. The strong side is actually down here. Why? Because the copters can get to the front lines here quicker. They can actually interrupt in 2 turns, can interrupt whatever's capping on the city over here. But the strong side and the weak side, since they're so slight, you could actually make this your strong side if you send both vehicles over to the side over here. But it's harder for this base to reinforce to the right than it is for this base to shift downwards. So very slight strong side versus weak side dynamic. What is more important about this map? What is more important is knowing the contested properties, number 1. And number 2, the mountain ranges. There is a lot of tactics on this map that involve blocking units from the mountain range, controlling this choke point over here and this choke point over here, controlling this choke point over here and this choke point over here. It's all about the mountains. When you see mountains, what units are typically good? Battlecopters and air units and artillery. On both of these, on this map, both of them are quite good. You can place an artillery over here and lock down the comm tower over here and try to guarantee a cap. Artillery aren't too bad. Copters can weave in and out of these mountain ranges and have attack something with a copter. You put a tank right here, block it so you can't even get any revenge attack from an anti-air. There's a lot of tactics with artillery and copters on this map, so you see a lot more of those than unusual. Other than that, this map plays out pretty standardly. It could be a little stally on a lot of times. I see a lot of games kind of stall. One side wins this over here, one side wins this over here. Then what do? An HQ is it can be a little tricky to pull off an HQ rush at the same time. Bombers have some play on this map too, because there's only 2 bases. You can save up income pretty decently. And not only battlecopters are good on this map, but also bombers. So I played on this map a few times. I think I'm 2-1 on it. I think I've lost 1 game to DeadFS back in the day. I won my remaining games to other players, but it's an alright map. I don't particularly love it, honestly. I'm not a huge fan. Kind of a boring map, in my opinion. And then I saw the CO matchup. I was like, oh, this is going to be a really boring game. I hate Andy mirrors. Andy's better on this map than Rachel and Drake and Lash because of the copters. Lash doesn't get bonus to her copters during a super CO power. Andy does. He gets the movement, heals 5 HP, and the firepower bonus. Rachel doesn't get any bonus to his copters. Drake copters are terrible. Therefore, Andy is the consensus pick right here. And the comm towers are contested, meaning not always guaranteed each side gets a comm tower. Maybe no one gets a comm tower. Better for Andy. Less units dying with less firepower, easier to heal up. The less comm towers, the better Andy becomes. And if they're contested, that's great for Andy. So Andy is just an easy pick here. I think everyone who wanted to try hard and win. Some people chose Lash because he's more fun, more of a stylistic choice rather than actually trying to win and maximize their winning chances. But Andy is the best CO here, hands down, no questions asked. Him tier 3. My opponent, Darks, and he's cool because his name ends in Z. Kids Bop or Brats, those little doll things. So he's cool because he's got the Z. But one thing kind of pissed me off. This is round 3, and I clobbered my first round 1 and round 2 opponents. Is he's a Smurf. He's 25-0. He's never lost a game before. He's 1450 level player, I believe. And I have to face him in round 3. This is the kind of player you want to face in round 4, 5, or in the finals. An undefeated player who's beaten Starflash and all these other players. and I have to place him in round 3. Like, come on. He's like not even a high seed. So it's kind of a lot of bad juju. I don't like the map. I don't like the CO matchup. I don't like that I have to play a Smurf that I should be favored playing, but now I have to face like my equal or maybe even better than me. I don't even know how good they are because they haven't played that many games. They just win all of them. So a little frustrated by that, but I was determined. I was like, I'm going to have fun this game. I'm going to play a little extra feisty. I'm going to have fun, win or lose. And that's the Deej mantra these days. We're having fun. Anyway, without further ado, Dark's in the bottom, in the black hole, me on top as the Green Earth boys. Darks goes for the typical build. I go for this back build over here. Some people like to go for the forward build and capture these 2 properties early. I want to get that early income and then go back for the airport. Or actually, I go here, then here, then here, and then capture that property. It's not so bad. I don't really mind using that infantry to capture that way. Or I could actually go from here, then capture the port of that city. So it's not a bad idea to go for the back cap. Small stylistic differences. Doesn't really matter too much in the end. He opts to not go for the back cap, foregoing 1k income, and instead going for this chain over here. 1 cap here, 1 cap here. It's honestly, these things don't matter too much. I go for the safe caps, though. I'm not really going super aggressive yet. I could go super aggressive here. I was considering going hyper aggressive, going here and then, or actually, well, I could go here and then capture this base, but he would probably interrupt me over here because he would much rather deny me this contested property than cap a safe property. So I have to really play around what's the best move around here. But it's not really a good recon map, by the way. Recons aren't particularly good. If you're going to build a recon, you probably want to build it from this back base and bring it south 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because there's so many shoals and road tiles rather than over here where there's forests and plains and stuff. So if you're going to build a recon, build it from this back base. And even then, I don't really like recons. I'd rather save up and build, say, a battlecopter next turn or a tank or what have you, or even tech up to a bomber or something. So he builds a tank from the back base over here, going towards a strong side, a slight strong side, as you will, because he could probably pump up copters, bring his tank over there. So he gets the first tank, I get the second and third tank. That's how it goes. ABBA tank order, or BAAB tank order, or whatever the heck you want to call it. So I build my tank from my base over there, my slight weak side base. Things are going well so far. I have a slight income advantage just because I got this back cap earlier and he did not. He actually forewent this cap quite a few times. He skipped 2 turns there, so he's actually losing 2k to me. So I have a 2k advantage, really. Because he ends the turn, not too much moolah. Anyway, gets the first tank. I get the second and third. I thought about skipping this cap, going here, and then going for the comm tower, but I figured he would attack with his tank, or even skip this cap here and put his infantry there and interrupt me there. And notice something, I also went for a hyper greedy cap over here. I'm not going for this. I actually took this from Jay Talkwin. He does some pretty crazy openings, and I really liked his opening where he just basically skipped this base, didn't go for the comm tower, went there, and then captured these properties. Because those are very contested properties. Once you get them, they're very hard to flip, so. I do my tank chain, doing my hyper aggressive cap opening. And he's a little indecisive for this tank, I remember. He kind of blundered a little bit. He builds the first copter. Copters are great on this map, like I mentioned. Luckily for me, I'll have enough money for an anti-air if I choose one this turn. Actually, I can also build my own copter and base skip. I probably won't do that, but his tank, he kind of spends 2 turns doing what he could have done 1 turn from this base. He's kind of didn't really know what he was doing there. He kind of was like, that's my strong side. Actually, I want to go here. Those things matter in the high level games. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to make him pay for an indecisive tank. So, how am I going to make him pay? I think he saw that my infantry is going over here. The thing is, goes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, does not reach to interrupt. So even though he swung it over here, he will not be able to stop my caps. These are guaranteed. Unless he goes infantry here, and then there, and forgoes everything, which is very bad for him. Actually, no, he cannot stop me. He's guaranteed. I do have a turn advantage. So these are guaranteed. One of them, at least, is guaranteed for this tank. Bring my tank over here. Now I'm threatening the comm tower. I'm threatening this cap over here. I'm threatening this infantry. I can strike with the tank. This infantry over here, if he gets too cocky, I can attack it over there. I think I have a pretty good positioning advantage so far. Very slight, but that tank turn in the higher levels, any indecisiveness, if you don't know what you're doing with the unit, your opponent's going to sniff that out and really take advantage of it. There is a cost to from all these vehicles. I'm not going to be able to have an infantry to capture this base for a long time, or this city cap over there. I have to go here to cap. I have to go here to cap either this or this, and this guy's going to capture. I'm focusing on these properties. This is like, I don't care about that for a while. I could have taken this infantry and moved it back there, but I have my sights on bigger and better things. Moves his infantry there. Unfortunately, I can't attack from this forest and then guarantee the comm tower cap because he will attack me with this, and this anti-air will not cover my tank from that tile. So he brings that over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I cannot attack that infantry because that's not covered by that artillery, or the anti-air rather. This tank goes over here. I'm fine with that. I can still capture the property, no problem. In fact, I might go for this bottom property first. I was like, should I go for the top property or the bottom property? I forget which one. I honestly forget which one I chose. But there is something he forgot about here. His tank's over here. His copter's over here covering this infantry. One of his infantries is not covered. And I notice it immediately. Bogoink. And now I know it's a small little 5 damage. It's not even looking to capture anything. But it's going to do 500 damage. It's going to sap his funds, so he's not going to have as much income next turn. And also, this is going to allow my infantry over here to have a little more robust support from full HP infantry while he has this kind of weakened infantry. So I really like that early attack. My tank front shifts over here. Without a comm tower, attacking first on my tank here is not a very wise decision. With the comm tower, sure, attack from a road, attack from a plane, first strike. Without a comm tower, I'm going to win that battle. And this is becoming my strong side. I'm about to shift this copter down there, so it's not a great move for him. And I want to cap that, but if I don't move it over here, then I won't be able to interrupt this cap from the comm tower. So I'm like, So I kind of have to forgo this cap for a long time. In order to get these caps down here, I have to forgo this cap for a long time. So now I'm actually kind of behind on income. I'm really prioritizing capturing the contested properties over capturing the safe properties now. Go for the comm tower cap over here. If he chooses to attack me from the mountain, I can attack with my anti-air, I can attack with my infantry, I can attack with my tank. So I'm probably going to get this comm tower. Meanwhile, over here, his comm tower's position is a little more precarious. He goes for the cap. Tank moves down south, does not choose to attack me. Okay. Wants to put some threat onto that infantry. The copter will not be able to cover it, unfortunately. Copter moves over here. So he's basically abandoned this whole front over here. So if he chooses to attack me with an infantry, that's a free kill. And he does. So I'm gonna kill it. I can attack with my anti-air, I can attack with my tank. Wasn't really sure which one to attack with. I kind of want to bring my anti-air down south here because it's going to threaten my tank. Otherwise, so I kind of have to use my anti-air to front shift where my tank can do the spanking. And I will be getting that comm tower basically guaranteed. See, I'm nowhere near getting this safe property where he's already about to capture this next turn. Interrupt over here. Oh, really bad roll. Really bad roll. You really want to see a 6 there. It's like a 38 to 44% roll. So like 70% chance, essentially 66% chance that I get him to 6. So I have to bring a second infantry now to interrupt. If it was down to 6, I would need another infantry, but now I definitely need another infantry to interrupt. This tank needs to go over here to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm probably going to put it on the shoal over here. Now it perfectly covers this infantry. It's not a free hit for the tank. Front shift my anti-air. It's a little scary front shifting, honestly, on this map because the tanks can spank you. The copters can spank you. So the copter cannot attack this infantry anymore because I'll smack it. But now, we're going. Of course, you got this. Yeah, of course, you got the 6 roll. But who's counting? Go for this cap over here. A little ambitious, but the copter can't attack it because I have this anti-air covering. So it's pretty safe. I'm going to get the comm tower. He probably is not. Brings up his infantry. Brings back his weakened infantry. Can heal it up later. But I got the comm tower. And he doesn't. Tank attacks me there. Live. We love when it lives. Because then we get the hyper upgrade later. Looking pretty good. I feel like I'm slightly winning now. And it's so juicy, man. Imagine. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really want to kill that copter. I would kill that copter, dude. I did a calc here. You capture this. 3 HP, kills itself into the infantry. Tank attacks this infantry, goes down to 1 HP. Imagine. Infantry attacks, kills itself. Tank attacks, clears. Copter kills tank, or kills a copter. Huge. I think there was like a 10% roll or something like that. I'm not going to throw the game in order to like go for the knockout punch this early. It would have been really nice. Imagine if this is a 4 HP. So much better could have been if I did more damage to that. If this was at 4 HP. Oh, the rolls are not being on my side. The rolls are not on my side, as per usual. But it's whatever, I guess. Tank goes to here, finishes him off. The rolls should be on my side. I have the Calm Tower. He does not. I'm about to capture this property. I have this property. I have a better advantage. In basically every count. I got more Calm Towers. I got more contested properties. However, we're pretty equal on properties because he's about to capture this property, and I do not have that property at the top. I got to move this thing up a little bit. So that part's a little frustrating, but all things considered, looking pretty good for me. And I moved my infantry back over here because I have a feeling it's going to be attacked by a tank or something if I don't. So this infantry cannot cap now. It has to attack me. So I'm delaying an attack from an infantry for a little bit, which is nice. This thing got like bigger or something. Let's do it like that. So now it's not blocking as much. A little bigger. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so now I got this infantry over here kind of being a pain in the ass cheeks. But things are going pretty standard so far. I'm to copter spam. Copters are great on this map. You control this choke point. You control a lot. So I really want to get this choke point controlled for him. And I want to control this choke point over here on his weak side. So has to attack me there. Attacks me my infantry there. I was a little shocked by that. Brings his copter. Now he's bringing his units over here. He's threatening a lot. He's threatening a lot. Builds an artillery. He's going for the slow burn. When you build an artillery, it doesn't really have a really quick investment payoff. It's more of a slow burn unit. When you invest in artillery, you're investing in the long game. What does he want with that? He wants to push over here, capture the Calm Tower, push over here, capture this over here, push over here, control these mountains. So I know now he's heavily investing over here, not as heavily investing over here. He's kind of like investing in both, but more so on the top now. So I'm like, okay. My fear is I go crazy over here and he just retreats this over here and then he wins all this and I win all this and my whole advantage is gone. I want to keep fighting on both fronts. I do not want him to go all out on one front and win and I go all out on one front and win because then we're equal. I want to win on one front and maintain neutrality on another, basically. Equal on one front, winning on the other. That's my ideal scenario. So I don't want him to go all out on one front. So this turn I make a blunder. I'm winning so far. There's no questions asked. I get a nice free anti-air shot over here. Why is this a free anti-air shot? His tank can't attack me from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it only knocked me down to 5. He has no Calm Tower. His copter cannot finish off my anti-air. And I also have a copter over here. But I make a blunder here. So this is a great move. I like this move. It makes sense. Then I get greedy. I should not have done this with the tank. Sure, I bring a copter over here that covers, but he has more units than me. He has 3 tanks. I have 2 tanks. And he has a lot more infantry than me. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 7. I miscounted somehow. 7. I got 4, maybe 5, and a 6 in a long way away. But it's okay. Everything's happy. Yeah. And I'm being a little passive over here because that copter is being annoying, but it's okay. I'll take another turn. I don't know if I should have put this infantry here, honestly, because he can attack from the tank here, attack from a tank here, infantry over there, clear, do a lot of damage. I just sit there because I'm annoying. I'd rather delay a cap another turn. Also, this is a really good roll for him. He got a 9-4 without a Calm Tower. Rolls have not been kind to me this game so far. Anyway, we're not going to complain anymore for now. We'll complain later. Tank attacks over here. Yeah. Now these are all threatened. He has control of the choke point. I can no longer control the choke point. I should not have given a free trade. I weakened an infantry, sure, but now he's still going to win this side with infantry anyway. And it looks like my conventional style of winning is no longer going to cut it. The thought process is I could, my first thought was anti-air attack into this, 4 HP sack into the 10. This kills the tank. So I lose a tank. I kill a tank. I kill an infantry with the anti-air, but then he has 2 tanks to kill my anti-air. Then the copter goes free to attack my copter. I'm losing over here. He has too many units. I have the Calm Tower, but it's not enough. So an evil scheme pops in my mind. I don't know if I can win conventionally anymore. That one tank misstep, like I said earlier, remember how the tank was indecisive? It made a big distinction and difference, and I won the tempo. I have the Calm Tower. I have the contested properties. Well, I threw it all away similarly by getting this tank injured. Yes, it's not dead. Yes, I will heal with Handy Hyper Upgrade, but still, this is going to put a damper on all my offensive attacks over here. I have to play very defensively now. And for that reason, I start to go Oonga Boonga. Good roll here, because there was some chip damage from the 6 and another attack there. And I go nuts. Absolutely nuts on the bottom over here. So much so. So this looks normal. What am I going to do over here? It's not what you think. Tank goes over here. This tank goes over here. The copter goes back over. What? Why am I... Huh? I'm just going to allow him to have all of these things? Yes, I am. And I built an anti-air. Not a tank over here. If you see this board state, what do you think? What do you think is going on here? Why didn't I build a tank here, first off? Why did I shift everything over here? I'll give you a little hint. Remember how earlier I said if you're losing, you want to fight on one side strong and one side weak, and then if I win all this and he wins all this, we're equal again. I was losing over here, and I was like equal over here. I need to go all out here to recoup all that. But my plan is a lot more sinister than just that. Why is my plan so sinister? Well, you see Andy, he has a few tricks up his sleeve. His units heal, and they get 1 extra movement. And you guys, I think after a turn or 2 more, you'll understand what I'm doing. So, you get some attacks in. I don't even care about these properties. Wait, why did you go over here but not... Huh. Interesting. Finish off my unit there. I don't really care what goes on there. Attacks into me here. Kills my tank. Attacks my infantry. Maybe I should have put this tank over here instead, but it would have gotten away anyway. Kills off my infantry there. Looks pretty bad for me, right? Looks pretty bad for me. What if I told you that my position is actually winning? Would you be surprised? Does this look like a winning position to you? He's going to capture these 2 properties. He's going to capture these 2 properties. Probably capture my column tower. How is this winning? Let's find out. Capture the property there. Attack the copter. Remember what I said about the choke points. Infantry attacks there. Finish off the copter there. Finish off the infantry there. Infantry goes there. Okay. Attack there. Don't even go for the column tower. Infantry goes here. Tank goes there. Are you starting to see what I mean by I'm winning position? A little bad luck here. I got this copter goes over here to attack the infantry. I probably shouldn't just attack it all. There's a little bit of a bad roll here. He can attack this and double kill my copter now. This copter without a comm tower, he won't get it next turn. It's 11 to cap next. So it's 2 more turns till he gets that. He can finish this off, but this anti-air cannot attack any copters. I killed this copter for free and that infantry. And basically that one too. And this anti-air cannot fight back. And this tank, I mean, it can strike a tank, but I'm going to have my other tank hit it. I have 3 tanks to 2 tanks. One of them is trapped. And I have 3 copters to 1 copter. This anti-air is kind of out of commission. So, and now you guys might be starting to realize something. Why did I ignore these over here? Why am I letting him have all this stuff? Andy's superpower. What does it do? Everyone knows it gives 5 extra HP. Heals you up. It gives you 20% firepower. One of the overlooked things about Andy's superpower. It gives you 1 extra movement. Why would that matter? Well, I happen to have an infantry 4 movement away from his HQ, with twice the amount of units as him. And there's this choke point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can be very easily exploited. Choke point there. I just exploited this mountain choke point over here. Why can't I exploit another choke point? My opponent, I build a bomber. Why would you build a bomber, Deej? Honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point. I build a bomber, so if he wants to go for my HQ, I can stop at 100%. You didn't saw that coming, did you? You didn't think this kind of losing over here, losing, turns into an HQ rush, did you? We'll see what he does. He doesn't seem to bring... I thought he might bring this guy back to defend. No, he just continues as usual. Brings the tank over here. I don't know about that. Brings the tank on the HQ. Doesn't go for the killing the copter. Copter to defend. This game is won. This game is won. How do I know this game is won? I did the move planner, and I won it. What happens? Sack this tank over here. Infantry attack this over here. I will sack a copter into this anti-air as well. I will kill the tank over here. I will use the victory march. I'll show you the little sketch that I had in move planner. I will be able to surround everything here. And I win the game. Well, that's how it should have been. Alas, let me give you some context. The night before, it's not me just normal day going about. I have my tournament excuses. Apparently, recent tournaments, I've been traveling. But this is the scene. The night before, I've had a lot of days. See how many days I had? I've been taking a lot of days. The night before, I had some, what's it called? Hattie B's fried Nashville chicken. I'm in Nashville. I was on Broadway Street. I was drinking. Me and my friend, we're hanging out. We're having a good time. I wait till there's like 5 hours left of this game to make the move. Why? Because I want to get this game as long as possible, turn on vacation mode, and then face Uxna, the next opponent. Because I know this turn. I saw this turn, and I knew I had won the first day. But I wanted to also take 5 more days to take my turn so I can conserve time so I can get back from my vacation and prepare for the next game in the tournament. I know it's kind of complex like that, but I'm basically stalling out the game in order for myself to have a better chance to face my opponent and go on vacation mode and prepare for him, Uxna, the guy I faced before in the finals in the Mariner Cup 4-3 or something like that. Anyway, I had it mapped out, but alas, some things aren't meant to happen. Why? We'll find out. First things first. Okay. What you need to do, one tank attacks here, one copter attacks here, one copter attacks here. You have a copter blocking here. You block out this anti-air. This copter cannot one-shot another copter over there. And you win. But I messed up. Now, granted, I got really, really, really bad luck. How? This copter did not die. I needed this copter to die, and then I win. It's so easy to win. This is a 10% chance thing of happening. Not only does the 9 HP get a super high roll with Chip to make the 7, but he also does not kill my copter at 9 from a 7 anti-air. Yes, he does not have a comm tower, but the combination of those things is around like 8 to 10%. Now, I could have guaranteed it. I still did blunder. I could have brought this infantry down here and attacked from the side with the 9 HP. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This tank goes down and finishes off that. But unfortunately, that is not how things went down. I get very unlucky, and then I know as soon as this happens, the game is lost. If that copter dies, 100% win. If that copter lives, 100% loss. Because look, I still do the original plan. Get charged, like I have everything mapped out. Hyper upgrade. Now imagine this is dead. The only difference, one slight little difference, is that this anti-air should be dead. This tank right here should be striking it from the forest. Now, this kills the copter, the tank interrupts. If this doesn't exist, block that out, you have a tank It can't do anything here. You have a copter. It cannot kill this copter. And even if it could, there's no thing to follow up. How are you going to reach this? How are you going to kill that infantry? You have to kill it with an anti-air. But you need the anti-air to reach over here. And 2 tanks can't reach it. You can use a tank and a copter to kill, but then this reaches the copter and there's nothing to attack. Guaranteed win. Slipped from my fingers. I knew it was over, so I built missiles and... it was a 1 game. But that's the context. He easily breaks through. And there's really no hope at all about stopping all of this, and I just resign. Oh well, I had a lot more fun than a conventional fight. I don't know many people that go for this HQ cap. I at least wanted to have a fun time. I did have a fun time, but I was kicking myself. For one thing, I forgive myself. I was on vacation for like 2 weeks doing a road trip around the United States. I was in freaking Nashville, for God's sake. I had like Hattie B's shut the cluck up level spiced chicken bubbling in my stomach and like half hungover. And yeah, I know I should have attacked from here to guarantee the win, but honestly, if I have a 90% chance to win something, I'm gonna take that, you know? I just got boned really bad, just like I got boned with the early infantry roll, and I was mad at myself, but at the same time, it was just stupid bad luck. Like, this should have died, but I was so close to winning. So anyway, hey, at least it was more fun than all the other Indy matchups. No other Indy was going for an HQ cap. Everyone else was doing conventional fights over the comm tower, conventional fights over here, conventional fights over there. So I wasn't happy with how it ended out. I felt like this was more of a loss for me than a win by my opponent. I think he played very well, don't get me wrong, but that was a sneaky little HQ cap. And that was a very, very, very unfortunate roll because that was a guaranteed win. So, oh well. And my opponent, he blundered too, actually. If he didn't have this tank over here, I don't think I have enough for the charge. If he doesn't have this tank here, I can sack this anti-air. I can sack this copter. I can put my tank to attack here, 2 copters to attack here. But then I don't have any more charge. This allowed me to get that extra 3k of charge that I needed because I did need around 20,000 charge. This will give me like 5. This will give me like 10k. So about 15k. I need this. And I need this tank over here. So this was a big blunder. And I think he moved this tank first before he realized what everything else was doing. If he retreated this, I think he just stops this HQ cap because I won't have enough charge for my Andy superpower, and I can't capture that without a superpower. So yeah, that was a blunder by him, but unfortunately I snatched defeat from the jaws of winning, or whatever the hell the phrase goes. I don't even know, but I was upset. But oh man, I thought it was so clever. You know, you get the charge here, you get the charge there, you get the charge there, and you shake it all about. You do the HQ cappy and you do a bit. I don't know, that was a bad joke, but close game. Well played to my opponent. Congrats to Darks. He continues his unbeaten streak to 26 games now. He faces Uxna in the finals of the bracket. Uxna, it would have been an epic fight, me and Uxna having a rematch, but unfortunately Darks will fight him out of place. I'm rooting for Darks. I'm confident in his abilities. I think he's winning as of right now in that game, so maybe I'll cast it later on, see who wins. Well played to Darks. Still kind of kicking myself for this, but like, honestly, I was on vacation and my road trip was like halfway through, so like, I didn't want to have to plan while I'm going around to like Kentucky and Ohio and stuff to like prepare for Uxna and stuff. So I was a little relieved in the end anyway. But yeah, sometimes life gets in the way of this stuff. So if I didn't take 5 days, I probably would have won this game. But I took 5 days. I didn't go for the guaranteed. I went for the 90%, and I was punished for it. Boo-hoo. But I hope you guys were entertained. At least I made this as entertaining as an Andy. You're not going to get a more entertaining game on this map with an Andy mirror. You will not get it. So I had victory in that. I made this boring matchup, this boring map, fun. No one can take that away from me. So I had a good time. Hope you guys learned something about the choke points and whatnot. I fully abused them. Like, imagine if that's dead. Like, I abused this choke point. I abused this choke point. Perfection. Perfection with those choke points. So I'm not even mad at myself, honestly. I think I played pretty damn good, other than this little hiccup. But anyway, hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys are entertained. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.